Now, with the US President Joe Biden confirming that he will not back down from the presidential race, what lies ahead for him is remaining rallies and campaigns to move on from public debates about his age, his future, and find as much support as he can gather from the Democrats. Now, at the NATO Summit 2024, Biden said that European allies had urged him to continue his bid for a second term in office.
Well, look, I think, how can I say this without sounding too self-serving? I'm not having any of my European allies come up to me and say, Joe, don't run. What I hear them say is, you've got to win. You can't let this guy come forward. He'd be a disaster. He'd be a disaster.
After adamantly saying that he will run for the president, Biden added that it's still too early to worry about polling as the campaigns have yet to begin.
But so far, go and look at the polling data in their states. Look at the in-depth, and by the way, I think you'd all acknowledge, and you're all experts, I'm not being solicitous about the president, you're experts on this stuff. How accurate does anybody think the polls are these days? I can give you a series of polls where you have likely voters, me versus Trump, where I win all the time. When the unlikely voters vote, he wins sometimes. So bottom line is all the polling data right now, which I think is premature because the campaign really hasn't even started.
However, if you do look at the polls in a survey by the Pew Research Center, amid doubts about Biden's mental sharpness, Trump leads presidential race with 44%, while Biden follows at 40%. Furthermore, only about a quarter of voters, and that is about 24%, say the phrase mentally sharp describes Biden very or fairly well. On the other hand, 58% describe Trump as mentally sharp. In a survey done by the Washington Post, ABC News and Ipsos, most Democrats nationwide want their president not to run again. The question was, should Biden step aside for re-election? 67%, that is two-thirds of Americans, say he should step aside and make way for someone else. When it comes to registered Democrats, this number slightly dips to 62%. And among those who have been supporters of the incumbent, a majority feel he should give up. Now, so far, Biden has concluded rallies in battleground states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. In a highly anticipated television interview last month, Biden told American media, ABC News, that he knew on stage that the debate was not going well. He called it a bad episode and that he was suffering from exhaustion. Even after all these efforts, Joe Biden is finding his corner increasingly empty, with more and more Democrats asking him to step down. In the latest, after the NATO press conference, several Democrats have called for him to step aside. Among them is top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee and Connecticut Representative Jim Himes, Representative Scott Peters of California, House Democratic Representative Eric Sorensen of Illinois. Furthermore, Democratic donors have also warned that funding for the November election is, quote unquote, drying up. However, Biden thinks otherwise.
A lot can happen, but I think I'm the best I believe I'm the best qualified to govern. And I think I'm the best qualified to win. But there are other people who could beat Trump too. But it's awful start from scratch. And, we talk about, money raised. We're not doing bad. We got about $220 million in the bank. We're doing well.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.